Girivardhana. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihara. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihara. Gopi Jayalabha Jaya Gopi Jayalabha Shitanath Mande Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shiguru Shijuta Padakamalam Shiguru Vaishnavamsha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Continue reading from 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Transcendental Knowledge, text 37. 437, right? Yataidam shisam sidognir
Namaste Samedami.
Bhashma Satkurutir Juna Yanagni Sarvakarmani
Namaste Sarvakarmani.
Bhashma Satkurute Tata Yataidam Si Samidhognir
Namaste Samedami.
Bhashma Satkurutir Juna Nagni Sarvakarmani
Namaste Sarvakarmani.
Bhashma Satkurute Tata Somebody else.
Vedante Samedami. Bhasmasakruti Arjuna. Jnanagni Sarvakarmani. Bhasmasakruti Tata. Jataidamsi Samedami. भस्मासात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मासात् कुरुते तथा
Mataji. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Vedam se samsidogni Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna Agni sarvakarmani Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna Vedam se samsidogni Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna Agni sarvakarmani Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna
Jataidam se samidagni
Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna
Jnanagni sarvakarmani Bhasmasat kurute tata.
Word for word meaning. Yata, just as. Idang si, firewood. Shamida, blazing. Agni, fire. Bhasmasat, ashes. Kurute, turns. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Jnana samsaya. Is that right? No. Jnana Agni. The fire of knowledge. Sarvakarmani. All reactions to material activities. Bhasmasat. To ashes. Kurute. It turns. Tata. Similarly. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. Everyone, please repeat after me. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activity. Purport. Perfect knowledge of self and superself and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. This fire not only burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also all reactions to pious activities, turning them to ashes. There are many stages of reaction. Reaction in the making, reaction fructifying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. But knowledge of the constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. When one is in complete knowledge, all reactions, both a priori and a posteriori, are consumed. In the Vedas, Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, Canto 4, Chapter 4, Text 22, it is stated, Ubhe Uday Vasha Ete Tarati Amrita Sadhu Ashudhuni. One overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ataidam shisham shidogni bhasma kurute Arjuna. Mani bhasma kurute tata. blazing fire. It says here, blazing fire. Samshidha Agni. Blazing fire means huge fire. Mm. And in a huge fire, Prabhupada says also, it's like in the forest, if there's a huge fire, no one can escape. Everything burns into ashes. Similarly, this knowledge of our constitutional position, knowledge about who is God, who is Krishna, and who are we, or who we are, and our relationship with the Supreme Lord will burn all the previous karma, the present karma, and the karma that's meant to be achieved or received in the future. Karma is like a shadow. Wherever we go, we have a shadow behind us or in front of us. It's inseparable from the body that we received in this lifetime. You cannot get away from karma. It will hit us any moment, sooner or later, because that is part of the fruitive activities that we perform in the past, or pious or impious activities that we perform in the past. This is a law of nature, karma. Karma. Hmm. Says here, sarva karmani. Every actions from our previous material activities. But the knowledge is mentions here that it's like a blazing fire. It'll turn firewood to ashes. So we need knowledge in the beginning. Who is Krishna? Who we are? And ultimately our relationship with Him. Says, we're not getting into this process of bhakti. In the beginning, the conditioned souls are prone to perform different activities to please himself or to enjoy energy. And to enjoy the material energy, one has to perform different sacrifices as well. Sacrifices meant for the pleasure of the demigods, because they can fulfill our material desires easily. And we were reading about that this morning in the Srimad Bhagavatam, about this Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, about even the desire to enjoy the material energy and the propensity to speculate, mental speculation. So only after some time, when conditioned soul becomes tired of enjoying, trying to enjoy, because it cannot be fully satisfied even by performing this karma kanda section of the Vedas, one will not become fully satisfied. One will become frustrated after some time, even attaining some mystic yoga power. Once it's used up, then you have to perform again tapasya, sacrifices. Then eventually one will turn into the Jnana section of the Vedas, whereby one will cultivate knowledge, want to cultivate knowledge. This part here is the cultivation of knowledge. Uh, but this cultivation of knowledge, if one will not come to the point of understanding Krishna as the main focus, then one will just want to merge into the Brahman effulgence of the Supreme Lord. And still, one will not become fully satisfied. One will not be happy. So, not only when one comes to the process of bhakti, then one can derive the highest pleasure that one is looking for. Not until then. Uh, when one performs bhakti, he says, been there, done that. You have performed, must have performed all the sacrifices. You must have been to all the holy places. You must have taken bath to all the holy water. You must have given all kinds of charities. You must have performed all sacrifices, kinds of different sacrifices, different kinds of austerities. That means when one comes to bhakti, that is the end of all the material activities. No, no more material activities. No more material activities means no more karma. This is what you call akarma. Otherwise, one will perform karmic activities or vikarma. Well, there's another kind of karma, ugra karma. The city life is ugra karma life. It's what do you call this? Survival of the fittest. No one wins. It's a rat race. There is a rat race, but no one wins the race. Everyone's still trying to so hard. But when one comes to bhakti, then everything, all the previous activities, reaction is burned to the root. Otherwise, by performing activities under the Karma Kanda section or the Jnana Kanda section, mental speculation, knowledge about the Supreme Lord, then still there is something remaining that is not burned to the root. It's like, the farmers before the new crops to be planted, so they will burn the remaining crops or those weeds being still around. But it's not enough. They will still till the land. They will still till the land so that everything, the roots from the previous crops, will be all. It's not enough. You must have seen that. In India, is like that, isn't it? That's why we have so much pollution in Delhi. So much fire going on. The farmers will burn all these different weeds or whatever remaining that is not needed to harvest the crops. And it'll create big pollution. It'll create a big pollution. But still not, it's not enough. They will till the land. And after tilling the land, all the roots still there will come out. So a small fire can create huge fire. An example was given in London in 1666. There was a fire, a small fire. There was a bakery, small bakery, was water. There was some fire. But then from this small bakery's fire, it spreads all over the city. Over 13,200 houses were burnt. And it says here 87 churches, and almost all the city's offices were burnt into ashes by a small fire. They have to like restart again. So similarly, we have reactions from our impious activities and pious activities from the past, but it cannot be burned into completely into ashes if only one performs karma kanda and jnana kanda sections of the Vedas. The process is that one should take up to the devotional service. Then only then that it will be burnt up to the ashes and no more. Even, see, this is how karma works. We are suffering right now due to our past. Even this body that we acquired, that's why we have different types of forms of body. Even identical twins, they are different. Physically, maybe similar, but still there is some dissimilarity. There's not exactly the same, but especially in their character traits. They cannot be completely equal. They can only be identified by the way how they perform their activities or how they do everything. It's similar in some sense, but very, very different also at the same time. Why? Because this is due to karma. So we also are about to, we suffered from the past in this lifetime. That's why there were some sufferings and there were some pleasures due to our karma. And even right now, due to our karma. And there's still some actions that it is expected for us to receive. We don't know whether the reaction will be satisfying or very, very miserable results from our previous activities, previous karma. It's still yet to fructify, that's the word. Ah, this is action priori. We don't know. And we don't know when did this happen. That reaction that we are about to receive. This is a big challenge. It's a big challenge. That's why some, they go to astrologers, right? They go to expert astrologer to find out what's going to happen to them in the future. Have you been to any astrologer before? Okay, raise your hand. Yes? Of course. You're curious what's going to happen to you in the future. And a genuine astrologer, he will tell you if you're going to have an unexpected future which you must hear, which is seemingly maybe not so. That will be the source. It will not be the source of your happiness. It will be the source of your miserable and more suffering condition. But others, they just bluff. They want to hear. They want to tell you what you want to hear. Ah. So this is not really good astrologer. But it says that if we perform kirtan, we clap our hands in front of the deities, dance in front of the deities, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, read Srila Prabhupada's books every day, then all of these reactions in the future will fly like a bird. It's like if you clap, if there's a bird here, the bird will just fly away. It will not stay steadily. Yeah, you can do that in the temple room. There's some birds there, pigeons. So similarly, when we perform bhakti, then the lines in our hands they change, uh, and it's keep on changing anyway. There's a lifeline here that you have to know. You should know your lifeline, how long you're going to live. But sometimes it changes also. Yeah, if you're going to live for 60 years or something, or 70 years, um, and some of the inauspicious markings also will be erased. It's like, I remember I was with our Guru Maharaj, and that was many years ago, over 10 years ago. And he was about to extend his green card in America. So it was like after winter time. It's still cold, maybe March or April. And so one of the requirements is to have biometrics, right? So they have to take like the scanning of your fingerprints. So he tried many times, and nothing is coming out of the machine. He said, "What's going on here? Why there is no, like you cannot see the markings of his thumbs, of the hands. That means no more karma. No, no more. It's no more. You cannot trace the karma anymore." Eventually, they just let it go because what to do is that kind of situation. So similarly, when we come to the platform whereby we are engaged, that means being engaged in devotional service means no more material reactions. So, and as Prabhupada also gave an example, it's like here we have an electric fan. So as soon as you unplug, there's still spinning on the fan, but eventually it will stop. But don't put the plug again into the socket. Otherwise, it will start spinning again. So similarly, when in the beginning we are engaged in bhakti, therefore we should keep going. The mind may trouble us. Tapasya means controlling the mind for the propensity to want to enjoy the material energy. That is tapasya. That is austerity. So we keep performing tapasya, controlling the mind, by engaging our senses as well, including the mind, not just the senses. Mm. It's like I had this photo. Oh mind, please bring me back to Vrindavan, or please take me to Vrindavan. We may be physically in Vrindavan, but if our mind is somewhere else trying to enjoy the material energy, then one is not really in Vrindavan. It's better that you are outside of Vrindavan but thinking of Vrindavan. Then that is better. That is more purifying. It's like we met the wife of Manu Prabhu. Remember Manu Prabhu? Yes. Kamala Krishna Mataji in London. And yes. And also I met Kurana, their name is Kurana. What's his name? The son. So we went to see her, and she's not well, but she wants to come to Vrindavan. She wants to um, be here in Vrindavan. But it's very difficult, the situation. She's not able to come. Um, but nevertheless, they have very beautiful deities. Uh, the family very devoted to Krishna. And their heart is in Vrindavan. Their heart is in Vrindavan. They will never forget Vrindavan. So I told her that maybe someday you'll be able to come to Vrindavan. And even if you're not able to come to Vrindavan physically, but spiritually, mentally, you are in Vrindavan. And it says there also in one of the slokas in Vrindavan Mahimamrita that if one wants to go to Vrindavan, very eager to go to Vrindavan, but he's not able to go to Vrindavan. And at the time, he's always thinking, Vrindavan. He will reach Vrindavan. Next life, he'll take birth in Vrindavan. So that's how powerful, even just because thinking of Vrindavan, even within one's mind or one's heart, will eventually, that person will be in Vrindavan. So by performing this process of bhakti, we are actually making or preparing our next life. If the process of bhakti is done properly under the able direction, guidance of a bona fide spiritual master or an advanced devotee, then eventually after this death or after this life, when we die, after death, one will take birth or reach the final destination in Vrindavan. So, however, in the beginning, we have to cultivate this knowledge. We have to cultivate this knowledge. As mentioned here, this transcendental knowledge is so sublime that by understanding this knowledge, one will perform, one will act. That is more important than knowing the knowledge about Krishna, about who we are, about what is our relationship with Him. Practical knowledge is called Bigyan. Bigyan is more important than Gyan, theoretical knowledge. And therefore, if one has his faith always increasing day by day by day, by sincerely trying to perform bhakti without propensity to enjoy the material energy and mental speculation, free from mental speculation, is the meaning of Uttama Bhakti. Anya Bilasita Sunyam Jnana karmadi anabhitam anukulyena krishnanu bhakti uttama. Tatmos bhakti. And bhakti can be also performed in the modes of nature, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. It's what you call mixed bhakti, karma mishra bhakti. So our goal is to completely eradicate, not just eradicate karma, but ultimately this is automatically achieved. The reactions of our past, previous pious or impious activities is already eradicated. We don't have to endeavor about that. On the other hand, we just have to endeavor how to develop or increase our love more and more towards Lord Krishna. Okay, I will stop here now. Is there any points, any more comments on this one? Any question? Says here, therefore in this world before death, this is 6th canto, chapter 1, text number 8. Therefore in this world before death, one should strive to destroy sinful reactions while the body is not afflicted. Just as a doctor who knows the causes of disease, seeing the gravity or lightness of the disease, prescribes a cure. So even before that, we should do this. Should not be delayed. It's like urgency should be there because this is very important. This is very valuable. Mm. Because even such atonement, because Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadev Goswami how one in the conditioned state performing sinful activities becomes free from going to hell after one's death. Atonement is not the answer. Sukadev Goswami gave an example, just like an elephant will take a bath, and then after taking bath, will also uh, make a snan, raj, or sand snan. Yeah, will take bath by pouring sand all over his body. So it's not, that's not the atonement. It's like the Christians or other religions, they will go to the church on Sunday, confess to the priest, and say everything that what happened in the last 6 days. And because Sunday means for them is the religious day. Uh, then the priest will say, okay, you just pray this much. But then after that, he would pray to the church, and after that, going home, back to the same cycle again. So that is not wanted. Hmm. Real atonement means coming into Krishna consciousness. That's real atonement. Hmm. So, when the body is diseased, it is impossible to perform atonements. Yes. Real atonement means becoming Krishna conscious. Hmm. Any question? Yes.
Should we also, do the confession
What?
in front of the deities?
Huh?
Should we also do the confession in front of the deities?
Yeah. Open heart surgery. Open your heart. Not with a knife. Well, not with a scalpel. It's like Hanuman. He opened his heart. And what's inside? Ram, Sitaram, right? Yeah. So right now it's kind of like embarrassing to open our heart to Krishna, but we should. But mostly we should also reveal our shortcomings, our problems, our anxieties, our hmm, things that's bothering us to a representative of the Supreme Lord. Because when you can do to Krishna, but how do you know that the answer? How can you get if you have some uh, need things to be clarified? How you can improve? How you can make things right? You need a personality, a representative of Lord Krishna to for you to reveal. In confidence, you open up your heart to Him, so that there'll be a solution to things that's bothering you or how you can improve. Yeah,
After getting the ears in the eyes, we can feel the lighter side of the feelings.
yeah, that's true. But they're like the expert doctor. Like now we are covered up. We have cataract. You know what's a cataract? Disease of the eyes. You're almost like blind. But now cataract can be operated, can be out from your eyes. We are full of defects and we think we see the right thing, but no, we're not really seeing the right thing. So you need a doctor. You need a guru who can tell you this, how to get rid of this. But if the guru is not around, that's what you call Shiksha gurus. Shiksha gurus means they will cure you also of your disease. Like right now, we cannot see anything. Oh, there you go.
Marathi, small question.
Okay,
They're taking deep in holy rivers.
the beads.
Taking deep, taking snan in holy rivers.
Yeah,
Ganga, Yamuna, Kumbh Mela, Mela. It
yeah,
helps a little to reduce all these material reactions, or not?
yes, of course, it helps, but still, you have to continue chanting. Ultimately, Prabhupada says we don't go to these holy places for purification. You go there to purify the place. That is why uh, people who go to holy places, they dump their karma. But why is it always pure? Because when the holy man, they go there, they don't get purified. They're already pure. They go there to purify the place. So we go to Kumbh Melas to perform Sankirtan Yagya, chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, distribute prasadam, distribute books. That is our main goal. Hari Hari. Okay? But it's okay. I mean, it's good. The acharyas, they feel that they're so impure to take bath in Radha Kund. You will never find where Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took bath in Radha Kund, or Srila Prabhupada, or our spiritual master. Hmm? Because Radhakund is not different than Radharani. So you don't want to touch with your feet Radharani. So you just take a few drops, and that is the same. That is Snan also. Um, yes, the holy places, holy rivers, they purify us, but we should, if we're gonna take a bath there, or take Snan, or take a deep, it should be with awe and reverence, with great respect. Mm. Otherwise, we'll have difficulties. We'll take it for granted, we'll become familiar, and we will not really value these holy places. Yeah. Any other points? Question? You have a question?
Yeah, it's just it's a technical question, not like a very spiritual question. Sorry that you mentioned the beans, and it came to my mind that when they do the cloning,
Cloning?
yeah, then I don't really understand that how the soul comes into that picture. Or do they
Yeah.
decide if on cloning? It's just
I'm not familiar with cloning. Cloning means exact copy, right? They're playing with fire, so to speak. There was a warning even 50 years ago about this artificial intelligence. It'll take over humans. The only thing that they don't have is feelings. But they can do exactly, they can be programmed the way the human mind, the intelligence would want them to do. There'll be a time that they'll be uncontrollable. I've seen a video there's like a robot dog walking with a man. So as if the robot is like a dog. Hmm?
it's already practiced, like in field, board field, it is practiced already.
Yes, so we have to be very careful with this. They cannot really create a living being. No, life comes from life. It's not that life comes from matter. As Prabhupada says, okay, why don't you have this all the chemical compositions of a human being? You put them together and see if you can create a human form of life, a human being. You know. So this cloning may be there, but they don't. They will not last. It's artificial again. Yeah. Okay. So we stop here. Thank you very much. Spasibo. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. Shukriya. Salamat. Dziękuję. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Gaur Sitaram Premanande. Hari Hari Gaur.